All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of PLA with myself, Bruno, and Nick. We've got two questions that we'll be answering today. One is from Priscilla Singh on Facebook, and Priscilla, Bruno, states that, hi there. I'm a little confused and would appreciate if you guys would direct me to the correct property laws to look at, right? My neighbor, which is Priscilla's neighbor, moved his driveway from another street to ours. We did not give consent, and we continuously have arguments about this. They are not reasonable people. They are visitors parking our driveway. We have load shedding. We had load shedding. It was dark, and our car rolls from our ramp, and we ended up knocking the other vehicle. They are now threatening the kids and their friends, and I can't do this anymore, says Priscilla, who gives our neighbors the right to do as they please. They are definitely above the law. Please guide me. So maybe, Bruno, you can just speak quickly as to regards to the approval of these municipal laws and town planning and what have you.
So I got the interesting question today. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So from my side, I would probably start by dividing this question up. Obviously, being the professional I am, the stepping away from emotion is crucial. So what I often find with clients is neighbor issues tend to be very emotionally driven. And it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's wrong for being emotional. I mean, it's an infringement of your personal space. But one does need to take a step back and try to figure out what practically can be done. Also bearing in mind that there's a lot of emotional charge behind the fact that even with infringements of our laws, we don't necessarily have the correct systems in place to quickly deal with them. So, I'm just almost disclaiming that my answer versus how to practically carry it out, will look very different based on emotion and our governmental or infrastructure systems, right? And so the first thing in the question deals with the driveway. Can a person just move a driveway? And so remember, especially with corner properties, you often find that you might be able to find two driveways, one for each street as an example. Now, this is permissible, but because of traffic control, it has to actually be done through the consent of the municipality. So it is effective because remember, it also runs over municipal land from the wall to the road. It impacts traffic and traffic congestion. So imagine you're on the main road and all of a sudden you put your driveway onto a main road and you've got people turning in from a main road into your place. Unless the municipality has actually approved this, you're not allowed to do it. So to answer your first question, is it legal? No, it's not legal. What is the practical solution to the problem? Well, report it. At the minute, surprisingly enough, I suppose it depends from municipality to municipality, but in Joburg, we've seen a lot of enforcement orders. We've seen a lot of penalties being levied by the municipalities for illegal buildings or illegal usages and the like. So I wouldn't go so far as to say that nothing will happen. It's very possible that something may happen. But obviously, it depends from municipality to municipality. So that's issue number one. If it's not about your consent, bear in mind, there might be a process that involves the need for your consent, but it's simply because you refuse doesn't mean the municipality would refuse. So your question doesn't elaborate on whether they did get permission, but you just didn't consent. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't have permission unless they didn't apply. And so the second aspect is obviously now the relationship with the neighbors. The threatening component of it is criminal in nature, so you can go right ahead and they charge them intimidation, especially if they threaten your family, because it's completely, it's unprovoked. I mean, there's no way that they can justify it. Again, whether the SAPS will actually do anything about it. I've had a client where on a Friday the SAPS arrested them for swearing. It was one of my commercial clients, and he phoned me. He's like, well, it's like, yes, I had a thing with this guy. We swore at each other, and the police arrested me for intimidation because I said I was going to hit him. And then you've got other cases where people actually get hit and the police do nothing. Sorry, this isn't a criticism. It's just, I don't know. I can't answer you. But you definitely could lay a criminal charge. You could potentially even go get harassment orders. from your local magistrate's court to prevent these people from communicating with you, interacting with you, using your driveway even if the court's willing to consider that some kind of form of harassment. But yes, using the court process, you could probably keep them away from you, your family, and your driveway. Again, it comes at a cost. And with the enforcement, you'd have to get the sheriff. Practically, it does work. And interdicts do work, because you can get people arrested if they infringe on a court order, right? So that's one practical solution. So far as the car accident or the incident with the cars are concerned, it's difficult to comment. Normally, a person looks at the specific incident and saying, look, it's apportionment of damages, we call it. So the question is, who was negligent and to what extent? Now, was that person supposed to be parked in that space? Was it reasonable to anticipate that there may be a car there? Was it so dark that you didn't have any ability at all to have proper care and due care and due regard for your surroundings? The law relating to car accidents is on a different level. The fact that the car shouldn't have been parked there would probably play in your favor substantially, but it's really like 100% one side to the other. With car accidents, you always find this weird apportionment of, yeah, but you should have done something, so you pay 40, you pay 60, or you pay 50, you pay 50. So yeah, to answer your question on that one, they can come after you. You could probably defend it by saying, well, I wasn't negligent because the car wasn't supposed to be there. It was super dark. I did everything I could, didn't see the car, but they carry a level of responsibility. Sorry for the long answer, but I think that covers all the aspects.
Yeah, so Nick, unless you have anything to add, that basically does pretty much cover all the corners of that answer. So in short, just remove the emotions, try to follow the practical side of things and the law, and then maybe report it to the municipality, see if there's any penalties that are going to apply. But the municipality obviously could still grant them permission. And with regards to the intimidation, obviously you're welcome to report that as a criminal offense, and hopefully you can get some interdicts there to obviously protect your family. So thank you, Priscilla. I hope that that covers your question sufficiently. And then